Just 1:13 remaining here. To the line is Prep. And we'll take Bangura might have moved. One-handed option grab by Bangura and a touchdown. So second down and goal converted by Bangura. That is 41 for Harvest Prep, 0 for Grove City. We'll take a ball. First down and 10, handoff, Bangura left side, cuts up, first down and more. Gets to the 30, 20, 10, 5, and touchdown. Had a couple guys around him there for the opportunity to bring him down. However, he was not brought down. So, touchdown, 47 on the board.
Turn this thing up to a whole nother level. A whole nother level. Nobody takes practice off. Nobody takes reps off. Nobody takes time off. Everything is about getting better each and every snap, each and every rep, each and every condition, each and every coach. Listen, spend your extra time, your extra time, not just to be good. Perpetual excellence. Perpetual excellence. So, all right, let's just lock it up. Let's go, baby! Yeah!
Yes. You are listening to the Mid-State League Weekly, covering Harvest Preparatory School athletics, and I'll be taking you around the Mid-State League. Hello, my name is Willie Stimage. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today is Sunday, October 23rd, 2016. You just heard that clip from Daniel Bangura, the great tailback from Harvest Prep, and Coach Smith. Excited about the win and prepping for these upcoming games that's coming up. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, you can follow me on social media on Twitter at MSL Weekly, on Instagram at Willie Stimage Photography, on Facebook.com/Willie's Picks. And by email, we have a new email address. That's mslweekly@gmail.com. That's mslweekly@gmail.com. Hey, our first segment coming up, we'll be diving into Harvest Preparatory School athletics, the scores, stats, that this past game coming up. And we'll take you around the league. Our second segment, we'll be recapping all the scores from the Mid-State League, what other schools are doing. And our third segment, we'll be updating you with news and announcements from around the Mid-State League. Yes, thank you guys for listening again. I'm Willie Stimage. I want to just start off by saying this. Is this Harvest Prep team for real? I mean, how far would this team go? How far would this Warrior team go? Last year, they made their first playoff appearance. Now, I guarantee this team looks for real. I mean, either we are champions or we're busts, one or the other. And I'm thinking we are champions. And let me just give you the scores of these last 8 contests they just had. Week 1, Bexley beat our Harvest Prep 41-20. And week 2, Harvest Prep lost to Franklin Heights 48-36. And week 3, Bishop Rosecrans beat Harvest Prep 54-47. But just let's just take these non-conference games out of here and just look at what they've done in the Mid-State League. Week 4, Harvest Prep 40, Worthington Christian 30. Week 5, Harvest Prep 55, Madison Plains 18. Week 6, Millersport 0, Harvest Prep 84. I said 84. Week 7, Harvest Prep 57, and Burn Union 10. And week 8, just past Friday, Harvest Prep 55, Grove City Christian 0. And matter of fact, this past Friday it was Harvest Prep 50, Fisher Catholic 0. Now look at the numbers. I mean, most of these teams didn't even score over 10 points. I think Madison Plains is not in the Mid-State League, but still Harvest Prep went out there and handled their business, and they actually beat them 55-18. And that's like a beat down. Let me just say that. Now, it's not complicated. You don't have to be a rocket science to know that this team is for real. And I'm not going to just I mean, when you look at Harvest Prep, you got to have confidence in this team. I'm not even going to pull the plug on this team yet. I'm not going to count them out. They're focused on a playoff run, and I think they're on their way. I mean, I've watched every game, and I think they're really on their way. This team is dynamic. They have some dynamic playmakers. They can make it happen. I like when Prep gets off the fast starts, that fast up-tempo pace offense. I mean, and other than over at Franklin Heights when they was running that fast-paced offense, the kid always from Franklin Heights had cramps, and they would slow down that momentum, slow down that tempo. I mean, if you got cramps, man, get on the sideline, drink you some water, and then come back. Don't just lay on the field and say you got cramps and you slowing the pace down and slowing the game down. I mean, it's just simple. I mean, regardless of the first three non-conference games, this team is undefeated, to be honest with you. I mean, and even in the three non-conference games, they could have actually won all three of these games. I mean, and look at the score. Bishop Rosecrans 54, Harvest Prep 47. You give this team 5 more minutes, and they would have won this game. And they would have beat Franklin Heights if the guy wouldn't have been cramping all the time. I mean, other than that, it is what it is. We're where we are. And regardless of the first three non-conference games, this team is technically undefeated in the Mid-State League. And how do you stop this high-tempo offense of Harvest Prep? Do you use cramps? Seriously. I mean, how do you stop this offense? I mean, Jamal Lipsy, is he a dual-threat quarterback? I mean, the guy can run, the guy can pass. So you have to give him his props. What about Daniel Ben-Gur? If he stays healthy during this stretch run, we could be totally dangerous in these upcoming games. I mean, even our corners. Do we have lockdown corner? Can our cornerbacks lock down these wide receivers on the offensive team? And my DBs, can they read the quarterback? Can they read his eyes? Can they blitz quarterbacks? Can they know how to pick up audibles? I mean, this team is they really focus, and I know they probably had early practice, and getting ready to prep for this game that's coming up against Fairfield Christian and the upcoming playoff games that's coming up. And we have a big guy even on defense, Isaiah Mullen. Could he really come off the edges with penetration to get to the backfield and bust up the opponent's plays? That's what I look at. Some of these guys in the NFL, how they really, I can't call the guy's name to play for Denver, but even the speed and the quickness to come off the edges and get into the backfield and bust up the opponent's play is real critical. Even when you get in the red zone, in my mentality, I don't want field goals. I mean, if I can get in the red zone, I'm going to get 7 points. And I noticed at Harvest Prep, they go for a 4th and 1 or whatever. They actually get in the red zone. I mean, they actually score in the red zone. The only time I see the field goal kicker out there is only after they score a touchdown. So those are my opening arguments, my opening rant, however you want to call it. Let's get into the game. Friday, Harvest Prep 50, Fisher Catholic 0. And I got to say, Fisher Catholic, their receiver, Logan Loy, Daniel Turner, Brock Conrad, the quarterback, even Alan McCall, couldn't really get off like they used to get off. I mean, because this Harvest Prep defense is stout and it's tough. Even Alan McCall, the running back, against Bishop Rosecrans, this guy he carried the ball 28 times for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns. And against Worthington Christian, he carried the ball 24 times for 135 yards and 3 touchdowns. But he could not get off in that Harvest Prep game. And kudos to that defense, man. Whoever's working with that defense on the coaching staff, we salute you. Your hats off to you. Well, anyway, let's get to the recap the game. Daniel Ben-Gur, he rushed again for 281 yards, and he scored 5 touchdowns on 20 carries as the HPS Warriors clinched a share of the Mid-State League Cardinal title with a win over Fisher Catholic. Ben-Gur scored The first 4 touchdowns for Harvest Prep on runs of 81, 6, 26, and 40. The Warriors gained 333 yards and 412 total, while holding Fisher Catholic to only 91 yards. Good job on that defensive end. Here's your scoring recap. Daniel Bangura, 81-yard run. The kick was good by Garcia at about 10 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. Score 7-0, and Daniel Bangura came back with a 6-yard run, but this was stemmed from a kickoff fumble recovery from Fisher Catholic, and they actually capitalized on that. The score was 13-0. Daniel Bangura, 26-yard run. Jose Garcia with the kick at 5:40 to go in the first quarter. Score is 20-0, and that was the end of the first quarter after that touchdown. Daniel Bangura, 40-yard run. Garcia with the kick. Second quarter, 6:52 to go, 27-0 Harvest Prep. And then Isaiah Mullen with a 70-yard pass from Jamal Lipsey. Garcia with the kick, 34-0, 4 minutes and 53 seconds to go in the second quarter. Even Anton Reynolds got in on the action. He had a 33-yard run. The kick was no good. The score was 40-0, 3 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the second quarter. Then Daniel Bangura with a 9-yard run. Jose Garcia with the kick. In the third quarter, 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go. That score was 47-0 Harvest Prep. And then basically after that, it was all the second unit. And Garcia came in with a 17-yard field goal with 8 minutes and 9 seconds left in the game with a running clock. And that final score was 50-0 Harvest Prep. You got to believe in these guys, man. They actually made it to their first playoff game last year, and I think they are going to go even farther if they can stay healthy. I want them guys to be healthy so it can be a straight-up one-on-one matchup with whoever they play. Total yards, the team stats, total yards, Fisher Catholic only had 91 total yards. And Harvest Prep had 412 total yards. First downs, it was kind of even, 8 first downs apiece for each team. Yards rushing, Fisher Catholic was 29 rushes, 71 yards. Harvest Prep was 24 rushes, 333 yards. And 80% of those yards came from Daniel Bangura. Average rush, 2.45 for, 2.45 average rush for Fisher Catholic. Harvest Prep, 13.88 total average rush per yard. Passing yards, 20 for Fisher Catholic, 79 for Harvest Prep. Some of the individual stats here. Passing, Jamal Lipsey, 8 attempts, 5 completions, 79 yards, 1 touchdown, a percentage of 62.5. And rushing, Daniel Bangura, 20 rushes, 281 yards. The longest rush was 81 yards. He had 5 touchdowns. He averaged 14.1 yard per rush. Wow, that's pretty good. Some of your Warrior champions this week. We give out Warrior champions. Rashawn Harris, James McDonald, Terry McPherson, Daquan Owens-Johnson, Nigel Jackson, David Pierce, Kayleen Jackson, Earl Grant, Isaiah Grisby, Antoine Reynolds, and the whole team. I'm just going to get a whole team because this was a 50-0. It was a whole team effort. Jose Garcia, Isaiah Mullen, Daniel Bangura, Savon Mitchell, Jamal Lipsey, Zion Bangura, London Price, the whole team. And I want to give a shout out to Coach Smith for his leadership in that team. He's got those guys in perfect position to be something special. And my hats go off to him. Some of the other scores around Harvest Prep. Boys soccer Tuesday, October 18th. Pleasant 6, Harvest Prep 2. Harvest Prep, Garcia Torres, 2 goals, 4 points. Quinn with 10 saves. Pleasant, Crosby, B. Decker, Creans, 1 goal, 2 saves. Thompson, 3 goals, 6 points. Rourke with 4 saves. And then Harvest Prep Girl Volleyball, Thursday, October the 20th. Delaware Christian, 3. Harvest Prep, 0. Sets of 3 sets, 25-18, 25-15, 25-10. And those are your updates for the Harvest Preparatory School Warriors. And the guys are about to be doing what they do. I'm excited about where they are, and I'm excited about where they're going. This football team has really stepped up in the last 2 or 3 years, and kudos to the coaching staff and all those that help these young guys do what they do. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to go around the Mid-State League to find out who won their games this week and where the teams are ranked or where they're actually at in the standings. This has been the Mid-State League Weekly. My name is Willie Stimage. Okay, guys, we are back. Thank you guys for jumping back on the bus, on the bandwagon, on this show. Thank you guys. Appreciate you listening. All right, we're going to kick it off. First game, Worthington Christian 43, Fairfield Christian 21. That was kind of like the signature win, I guess, for Worthington Christian. I wasn't thinking these guys were going to win that game. I was following it and keeping up with it. And so the final score was 43-21, Worthington Christian. I'll tell you, under Coach Brian Steer, Worthington Christian is, kind of stepping it up pretty good there. But I can tell you, Fairfield Christian coach B.J. Queen is on his second season. His first season, he was 3-7 overall, and he was 2-4 in the Mid-State League. And this year, he's really got those guys pumped up there. Their overall record is 7-2, and they're 4-1 in the conference. And that conference loss came against Worthington Christian. Emerson Patrick ran for 156 yards, and he scored 4 touchdowns to lead Worthington Christian over visiting Fairfield Christian in the Mid-State League Cardinal League game. Emerson's first touchdown helped them give the Warriors a 28-0 second quarter lead. Quarterback Caleb Londenhall threw for 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions for the Knights. And Worthington Christian capitalized on those interceptions. Let me give you a scoring summary. Joe Greenwood, quarterback of Worthington Christian, 5-yard run in the first quarter. Sammy Myers, 36-yard run in the second quarter. Isaac Wilson, 67-yard pass from Joe Greenwood. Emerson Patrick, 9-yard run. For Fairfield Christian, Logan Roca, 5-yard run from 5-yard pass from Caleb Londenhall. Emerson Patrick came back for Worthington Christian with a 1-yard run. Isaac Nair for Fairfield Christian came back with a 20-yard pass from Caleb Londenhall. And then Emerson Patrick with a 1-yard run for Worthington Christian. Excuse me. Then Emerson Patrick had a 7-yard run. And then Fairfield Christian, Isaac Nair with a 45-yard pass from Caleb Londenhall. And that ended all the stats here for the that particular game. Some of the team stats, total yards, Fairfield Christian 200. Worthington Christian 365. First downs, Fairfield Christian 12, Worthington Christian 14. Total rushes per yard, 33 rushes, 115 yards for Fairfield Christian, 115 rushes, 131 yards for Worthington Christian. Some of your team stats here: Fairfield Christian, Caleb Londonhall. Let's see, Nico Moxley on rushing was 17 rushes for 125 yards and no touchdowns, but he averaged 7.4 yards a run. Isaac Nair, 2 receptions, 65 yards, 2 touchdowns. For Worthington Christian, Joel Greenwood, the quarterback, he seems to be a pretty cool quarterback here. 15 attempts, 9 completions, 129 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 pick. Emerson Patrick, 19 rushes for 156 yards, 4 touchdowns. Receiving, Reed Tucker, 4 receptions, 29 yards, no touchdowns, 7 yards a catch. Isaac Wilson, 2 receptions, 80 yards. He had 1 touchdown, and his longest touchdown was 46 yards. Moving right along, Grandview defeated Grove City Christian 58-19. Grandview exploded for 51 points in the first quarter. Wow. And coasted to a victory over visiting Grove City Christian Friday night in a non-league game. The Bobcats scored 7 touchdowns and recorded a safety in the opening quarter, included 3 touchdowns in just over a minute to take a 22-0 lead just 2 minutes and 36 seconds into the game. Jordan Bright had 4 touchdowns in the opening quarter and finished with 69 yards on 7 carries. Quarterback Joey Landusky accounted for 3 touchdowns, 2 runs for 46, and passed to Hunter Holland and a 2-point conversion. Caleb Sullivan threw for a pair of 4-quarter touchdowns passes to Quentin Jeffries for the Eagles, who held the ball for 30 minutes and 36 seconds to Grandview's 16 and 22, and forced 4 Bobcat fumbles. So this was kind of like a lopsided contest here for Grove City Christian, but that final score just actually tells the tale. Moving right along, Burn Union defeated Millersport 47-22. Let's see here. Since the resigning of former coach Terry Holland for Millersport, which was Holberg, that's Terry Holberg. Millersport was 5-5, 4-2 in the conference last year. Under the new coach, Josh Weststone, and Millersport, these are your games here. They lost to Eastern 64-6. They lost to Reigning Thunder 44-14. They lost to Miller 58-12. They lost to Fisher Catholic 2018, which they should have won that game in the last 30 seconds. They lost to Fairfield Christian 44-7. They lost to Harvest Prep 84-0. They lost to Bexley 42-0. Lost to Worthington Christian 41-13. Lost to Burn Union 47-22. And no report on the Grove City game. So that actual score, I mean, I don't know what happened to that program, but it is what it is. But anyway, Burn Union 47, Millersport 14 in that particular score there. Other scores around the Mid-State League. The OSHAA Girls Soccer State Tournament District, Monday, October 17th. Fisher Catholic 10, Trio Life nothing. For Fisher Catholic, Burley, Quaintus, and Rose all had 3 goals, 6 points. Tobin had 1 goal, 2 points. Frank had 5 saves. And this is OSHA Girls Soccer State Tournament Districts. Wednesday, October 19th, Worthington Christian 5, Fisher Catholic 0. Fisher Catholic Frank had 17 saves. Worthington Christian, Todd, Davis, and Reikis had 1 goal, 2 points. Renstad had 2 goals, 4 points, and Bauer had 5 saves. The OSHAA Boys Soccer Tournament Districts, Tuesday, October 18th, Fisher Catholic 4, Bishop Ready 1. In the OSHA AA Girls Volleyball State Tournament Districts, Granville Christian defeated Millersport in 3 sets, 3-0, 25-21, 26-24, 25-23. Northmore beat Worthington Christian in 3 sets, 25-19, 25-16, 25-17. Fisher Catholic defeated Byrne Union in 3 sets, 25-17, 26-24, 25-23. Grove City Christian defeated Ridgedale in 3-1 in 4 sets. So those are your scores from this week. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to give you some stats and news and announcements from around the league. This is the Mid-State League Weekly. My name is Willie Stimage. Okay, guys, thank you guys for jumping back in. This is the last and final segment of the show today, and so let's jump right into it. Let me give you some stats here from Harvest Prep. Daniel Bangura, Harvest Prep is running back. Once again, let me just recap you on what he was done in this 2016 campaign. Week 1, he rushed 23 times for 141 yards, 2 touchdowns versus Bexley. Week 2, 45 carries, 311 yards against Franklin Heights, 3 touchdowns. Week 3, 40 carries for 395 yards, 4 touchdowns against Bishop Rosecrans of Zanesville. Week 4, 38 carries, 412 yards, 5 touchdowns against Worthington Christian. That's an average of 10.8 yards a carry. Week 5, 21 carries, 324 yards, 4 touchdowns against Madison Plains. He ran the longest for 78 yards. That's 15.8 yards a carry. Week 6, 16 rushes, 312 yards, 4 touchdowns against Millersport, 19 yards a carry. Week 7, 18 carries, 306 yards, 7 touchdowns against Byrne Union. Week 8, 23 carries, 315 yards, 7 touchdowns against Byrne Union. Against Grove City Christian, excuse me. And this past Friday, 20 rushes, 281 yards, 5 touchdowns against Fisher Catholic, and his longest was 81 yards. He averaged 14.1 yards a carry in that game. Let me give you his total stats for the year. 244 rushes, 2,797 yards, 41 touchdowns for the year. The guy's been really carrying the load for Harvest Prep. Harvest Prep stats here out of 9 games. Passing, there was 80 attempts, 43 completions, a total of 579 yards. Total rushes out of 9 games, 290 attempts, 2,983 yards, and most of that is carried by Darian Bangura. Receiving, 34 receptions, 579 yards, and all-purpose yards. Harvest Prep has 3,582 all-purpose yards for the 2016 season. And kudos to those guys. Harvest Prep remaining games for this year, regular season games, where they are in the playoffs. Saturday, October 29th, Harvest Prep will be traveling to Fairfield Christian in a crucial matchup with those guys. They're already planning for it, and it's going to be a pretty good game. Saturday at 7 p.m. Let me take you around the league, give you the stats and the standings of the Mid-State League. Overall, Fairfield Christian is 7-2, Harvest Prep is 6-3, Worthington Christian is 5-4, Byrne Union is 4-5, Fisher Catholic is 1-8, Grove City Christian is 1-8, and Millersport is 0-9. But here's where the rubber meets the road, and this is where it counts. The conference standing, Harvard Prep is 5-0. Fairfield Christian is 4-1. Worthington Christian is 4-1. Burn Union is 3-2. Fisher Catholic is 1-8. Grove City Christian is 1-8. And Millersport is 0-9. And those are your Mid-State League standings as we speak. Next week's matchups in Mid-State League Weekly. Friday, October 28th, Burn Union will be at Worthington Christian, 7 p.m. Fisher Catholic will be at Whitehall in the non-division game, 7 p.m. Grove City Christian will be at Millersport, and Harvest Preparatory School will be at Fairfield Christian. And that game is on a Saturday, October 29th at 7 p.m. Here's your news and announcements from around the league. Worthington Christian High School, the volleyball, cross country, boys and girls, and soccer, boys and girls teams are headed into the tournament play this week. Follow the Warriors by downloading the brackets at oshaa.org or click sports and tournaments to find the brackets. And then there will be all school prep rally on Friday, November the 4th in the Hogue. All students, families, and friends are welcome. Concessions open at 5:30 p.m. Gym doors open at 6:45 p.m. Prep rally starts at 7 p.m. Activities include school band, cheerleaders, recognition to fall sports teams, introduction to winter sports team, games, prizes, and more. The Hogue is located at 8225 Worthington Galena Road in Westerville. Fisher Catholic, here's your announcements. Fall band concert, choir concert with awards at 2 p.m. This will be Sunday, October the 30th, 2016. You can call the school at 740-654-1231 for more information. Harvest Preparatory School, this week activities, October the 24th, which is Monday, that's tomorrow. Middle school football versus Bexley, which will be at Harvest Prep, Jack Johnson Field. And Saturday the 29th, varsity football will be at Fairfield Christian Academy, 7 p.m. For more information, call 614-837-1990 and ask for the Harvest Preparatory School Athletics. Millersport High School Cross Country Banquet, Tuesday, October the 25th, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. This will be in the high school cafeteria. Burn Union High School Junior High Fall Sports Banquet, 6:30 p.m. This will be Wednesday, November the 2nd, 2016. For more information, call 740-746-9956 for more information. Fairfield Christian Academy, your announcements are 7th, 8th grade football boys will be playing at 6 p.m. And the varsity football will be hosting Harvest Prep at 7 p.m. on Saturday. This coming Saturday, October the 29th. Okay, those are your announcements. Thank you guys for tuning in. We want to thank the Ohio High School Athletic Association, which is in connection with the Ohio Prep Sports Writers Association, which I am a proud member of, to bring you this podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. We want to thank Harvest Preparatory School. We want to thank all the schools in the Mid-State League, all your coaches, fans, those who make these sporting events a real success. Just thank you guys. You got any questions, send me an email at mslweekly@gmail.com. That's mslweekly@gmail.com. Okay, until next week, this is the Mid-State League Weekly. My name is Willie Stimage. Have a great week.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All the way up.